I live in a log cabin. Not in the woods, in a pristine mountain by a lake. I rent a cabin on one of the busiest roads in the state of Utah. And just the other year, it was time to widen the segment of road that I lived on. They widened it from 3 lanes to 7, which meant they had to tear down every house and tree on the opposite side of the street. As a result, everything living in those trees needed a new place to live. They were homeless. We're going to talk about the 3 woodpeckers, or according to my very young bird enthusiasts who I'm friends with, they are called flickers, this particular breed. This is a flicker. So, after the trees were torn down, they gravitated toward the next largest wooden thing in the neighborhood, which was my rental cabin. So every morning, at 5 a.m., sometimes at 4, and I'd be all warm, having dreams about flying, or robots and stuff. And it would continue on throughout the day, every day for months. I would run out in my bathrobe and chase them off, and they'd fly away. They're super flighty. But after a while, they started getting used to me. They'd fly away with other people, but with me, they started to stare down. Like, they'd be clinging to the wall. They'd come out and like, hey! Hey! And they'd just stare down. They'd just stare at me like... And I'd be like... And it just... I got sick of chasing them off pretty quickly, so I resorted to bird tape, which is this crinkly, sparkly tape you hang up that makes noise in the wind and is supposed to scare them off. The woodpeckers just ignored it and tore it off. I even got blocks of discarded medical foam to stuff up in the log joints where the woodpeckers like to roost. This only partially worked. They'd disappear for a couple days and come back and find a new spot to peck at, mostly in the eaves and gables. So my next idea, I built a scarecrow. So I got a piece of a sheet, and I painted my face on it with a very disapproving expression. It was terrifying. Kind of made it lean over the railing like I do, so it's kind of like... The unforeseen consequence of this was not only did it not scare them, it terrified the neighbors. They thought there was a creepy dude who just decided to stand on my porch and stare at their house day and night. My sanity was taxed after months of dealing with these little monsters. One day, I got a crossbow for my birthday. My landlord shows up with his pellet gun in an attempt to shoot these things. He sees me in my bathrobe, tears streaming down my face, woodpecker in hand, and my little crossbow, and he looks at my crossbow and he goes, "You are something else." So, 2 woodpeckers later, there's one left. Fortunately for him, he decided to roost on the side of the house without making noise, so I left him alone, and we were fine. Then spring came. Once winter was over, he was ready to start pecking. So I'm like, okay, so this dude's homeless, maybe I can build a birdhouse. I'm a terrible carpenter. So I build a birdhouse, and I get it up there with a huge ladder, and he starts pecking at it and looking at it one day, and the hole's too small. And by that time, the landlord's kids had borrowed the ladder, so I didn't have a ladder anymore. One day, a starling decides he likes that birdhouse. And after that, the starling would sit on top of the roof, right above my bed, and beatbox, a warning to the woodpecker not to come back. He likes to sit on the roof and go, wee 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 wee. Every morning, I'll take a beatbox over a jackhammer.